For youth to be successful, people have to care about them. When they come to a facility where they're embraced, where they're taught, where they're acknowledged, where they're rewarded for doing good work, they all have a desire to have that. And that's what we try and do here.
The Observation and Assessment Unit has a capacity of 24 juveniles. It's really different than programming. When we get a juvenile, sometimes we know nothing about that juvenile. It makes it very difficult for them to manage.
The purpose is to really determine what a young person's needs are and what the appropriate placement would be, what the appropriate length of stay would be, and how to involve their family. We run them through a battery of tests. Not only are we looking at what their risks and needs are, but we're looking at the community partners to get them ready for reintegration back into the community.
Staff have to be like detectives. They have to be on their toes all the time, paying attention and observing what the kids are doing so they can provide information so when the juvenile goes on, they have a better chance.
We allow kids to be kids. We recognize they're going to make mistakes.
And what we encourage them to understand is that they weren't born bad. They learn to be bad. And when they learn to be good, they have to practice it.
A typical day on the Observation and Assessment Unit, they go to school. Each day of the week we have a program class that starts at 3, and then we have different events in the evenings.
The only way they can manage is to keep them busy. When they're out of their room, they're involved in programming. It reduces the type of incidents that you'll have, and it gets kids invested in their time that they spend here.
We take them out and we let them play flag football. We have a basketball court. Fresh air and exercise are wonderful for the kids. A tired kid is a good kid.
Our Nampa Observation and Assessment Unit has been working on a facility improvement plan to reduce restraint and confinement within the facility. You can see youth doing lots of different things. Before this FIP was established, that was not so much the case. A lot of times they were in their rooms or on lockdown, so there's been quite a change there. We used to use restraint and confinement constantly.
The youth would become assaultive or combative, and they weren't being stopped.
It was a very bad place to work. You already have a stressful situation, and then you add a point to where staff were unhappy.
The morale within the facility was poor. Staff were immediately using room confinement. That was their philosophy, that was their belief.
They felt that it was better to put the youth into the rooms and be done with it.
Staff wanted to do what was right. They didn't want juveniles hurting themselves, they didn't want them hurting others. And their belief was the only way you can make that happen is to restrain them. Restraining a juvenile is not teaching them anything. Every time you restrain a kid, you're taking responsibility away from them and putting it on you. Juveniles need to learn to have their own self-restraint.
We sat back and we said, hey, what are these kids going to experience? What is our identity? We established our identity as a program preparedness instead of just observation and assessment. We started instituting a lot of curriculum.
We also looked at why our youth weren't being successful. We tried to figure out what was driving their behaviors, and we found out that there was really no incentive to have success. We kept youth in the Observation and Assessment Unit until they were at a point where we felt that they were program ready and that they would have success once they left us.
We have incentives. The kids have to earn these. They're not given. They are rewarded with movie nights, they are rewarded with extra phone calls, and they tend to like it.
It took a long time for staff to understand that we weren't taking your tools away. We were trying to give you a new set of tools.
We put together a team that was made up of staff all around the facility, and we just worked to make sure we had the staff buy-in that we needed.
We worked very hard to change the philosophy from working in corrections to getting youth ready for success.
There truly has been less restraints and less isolation as a result of this major culture shift.
It's made a drastic improvement. PBS is proof of how our agency is doing. It's proof that our facilities are reducing restraint and confinement. It's proof that our kids are safe.
I use PBS When I talk with legislators, when I talk with judges, PBS provides us the data to truly tell us how we are improving.
The fact that they can feel the change in the culture within the facility makes people excited and makes people want to be part of the team.
When people feel involved and become passionate about something, they want to be here, they want to be involved, and it's paid off.
3, 2, 1, jump!
Winning this Barbara Allen-Hagen Award has been just phenomenal. It has elated the staff. They're really starting to see the fruits of their labor.
Winning the Barbara Allen-Hagen Award, I believe, is a way of saying we finally arrived. We finally made it.
It's been a long, hard journey all the way to get here, and it's been very difficult in the transition to working smarter and not harder.
It's a big deal for us. I'm very proud of our staff and what they've been able to accomplish in just a few short years.
Anything's possible here, our future's bright, and we know that our kids will see success as a result.
When we get a call from a parent that says, "Thank you for giving me my child back," there's just something about that that keeps me ticking.